Hello everyone, what's going on? It's Father here back on the channel speaking to you as always from my room. Actually I want to say my office, but it's not my office here. We are getting there, we are grinding towards that level. And so right now I'm just in my room in my mom's house. But yeah, um, essentially today we've got to start with a new series. In this series I'm gonna be explaining to you boys ICT concepts, ICT fundamentals, I would say, uh, for technical analysis, right, of your charts, for ICT models and other things that everyone pretty much uses that trades ICT, of course. So these gonna be key concepts that people use in their strategies, right? So today we're gonna start with break of structure, which is a very key concept, which is used, I think, by almost everyone in forex and by most of the people in futures, trading, options, whatever you wanna call it. Whoever trades ICT normally would use break of structure, right? Okay, so what's a break of structure? Okay, so let's say this. We've got an uptrend, right? And then here, we've got a downtrend, right? And then here, we create a candle that closes to the upside. So that's gonna be our candle that closes to the upside. And then we will have a candle that closes to the downside, like this, right, with this wick. And then from this level, we will have a candle that closes above this wick. And this was our break of structure to the upside. Or on the other hand, if you're in a downtrend, uptrend, right, we go up and we, let's say, make a down candle here on this level, right? And then after this candle, we create an up candle again, but we do not close above this, which means that, it doesn't mean that, but it can happen, of course. And then if we get a closure to the downside below this wick, we have a break of structure to the downside, right? So let's get into the charts and let me show you this on a real life example. Okay, so today we can see a London session, right? We have an uptrend and we have a break of structure right here. Why? Because as I said, we have a sort of like we are shifting towards the downtrend, and we have a up candle, which is followed by a down candle. So essentially, creates a low here, but we use the wicks. So this is the lower wick. So we use this wick, and then this is the candle that breaks structure. So essentially, from now on, we should have a downtrend, and we do have a downtrend. And this happens on every single time frame. We can go on the 5 minute. This will happen again. Okay, let's say we've got three candles to the down, then we've got a candle up, right? So this will be our lower high low, sorry, my bad, boys. And then we will wait up until something closes up below down this level, right? However, as you can see, boys, we moved lower, we fade to close below this level, and we had another up candle, which means that this is our new lower low, and this is the new thing that we're gonna measure for break of structures, right? So essentially, a break of structure would be anything that closes below this level, right? So we get a break of structure here, and we could potentially enter like this, right, on the break of structure. So that's a break of structure to the downside. Let me show you a break of structure to the upside. Okay, actually, let me show you a break of structure to the upside first. Okay, let's look at here, right? Okay, so we had the move down, we had the low here, which actually continued the downside because we never broke structure to the upside. So this is a continuation. It's not a break of structure, boys. Remember, this is a continuation of the downtrend because we never broke structure to the upside before that, right? So right here, we have two up candles after this low candle. So here we have a lower low, we have a low, basically a low, and here we've got a down candle. So this creates a high, and if you break above that high, if you close above that high, this means we broke structure. And as you can see, we broke structure with this candle, right? Okay, so let me ask you about something, boys, right? Let me just find an example. And again, this happens on every single time frame. Yeah, let me show you on the 4-hourly, right? So we are in a downtrend. As you can see, we close below this. We are in a downtrend. Then we leave this high here. As you can see, this is a high because we had a candle that closed bullish and then a bearish candle right after that. So this created a high, and then we close above that high here, which creates a break of structure on the 4-hourly. And this happens on every single time frame. And yeah, and I'm gonna ask you boys, is this a break of structure? Is it? No, it's not. It's a continuation, as we never broke structure to the upside. So we're never in the uptrend accordingly to this concept. So this is a continuation. It's not a break of structure. Remember that, boys, because many people made that stupid mistake. Okay, let's go through something else that you can make a mistake on, right? So let's say let me show you. Okay, this happens more at 5 minutes, right? So yeah. Okay, boys. We created a high here, and I want to ask you, is this here a break of structure? No, it's not. Why? Because we did not close above this candle up until this candle, right? But before this candle was created, we created another high right here, and this only tapped into the high, which means it technically swept it. So it did not close above it. It's not a break of structure. And let me show you one more thing. Yeah, another thing here, boys. As you can see, we created a high with this right here, and we never closed above it. So it's not a break of structure, but it's a sweep of these highs, right? Because we only had the wick that topped into it. And that's essentially it, boys, for today's video. It's 7 minutes long. So what's a break of structure? A break of structure is when we have a break of structure to the upside is when we have a up candle that is followed by a down candle, and then the next candle to the upside closes above the highest point these two candles made, and the opposite works with break of structure to the downside, right? So thank you, boys, for watching today. I know today was a bit hectic and not really I think there's some value in it, but you just have to watch carefully, because I know that I've been a bit chaotic, but I'm still learning on how to make them tutorials. Maybe I have to make notes before, etc, boys. But yeah, this is essentially what a break of structure is. It's a close below the recent low or high. Remember that you have to identify the trend before, so you do not make the mistake and enter on the continuation instead of break of structure if you want to use break of structure for your entries. Okay, thank you for watching, boys. See you.